Okay, I think we are live. Cool. Hello, world. I had some technical issues with the internet, but I'm here. The show must go on. Welcome to a new episode of Mr. FLIXTER Show. I'm your host, of course, Mr. FLIXTER. Happy Easter. In celebration of the holiday and in commemoration of the 70th anniversary, I'm going to review the Ten Commandments. But first, I got some birthdays I want to talk about, and of course, the weekend box office update. So thank you for joining me tonight. Before CGI, one film split the ocean using nothing but practical effects, and somehow it still looks incredible today. So let it be written, so let it be done. Is this film a testament to timeless storytelling? Roll the intro. Try that again. Take two. Oh, wait. Live from Niagara Falls, it's Mr. FLIXTER Show on Saturday night. Thank you for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on my video. Hello, world. I'm Chris Maitini, aka Mr. FLIXTER. Mr. FLIXTER. Yeah. Okay, here I am. I'm back. Did you miss me? So let's get to it. I got 3 birthdays this week. And then there's, not that somebody passed away recently, but there's a death I'd like to commemorate. So let me just share the screen. There we go. Okay. I'll put myself in the corner. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please make sure you like and subscribe. The first birthday is John Aston. Here's his picture. There he is. He was born March 30th, 1930, in Baltimore, Maryland. He just turned 96. Happy birthday, John Aston. So let's take a look at his career, shall we? He's in one of my favorite horror movies of all time, but we'll get to it. He's also in a classic sitcom, and we'll get to that too. He has 159 acting credits. Whoa. We'll just keep it simple and stick to that. Apparently his last job was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes Organic Intelligence. What is that? Is that like a short? Is this like a video game? What is this? Hold on. I'm curious. It's a reboot? Jurassic Park means Doctor Strangelove. It's a reprise and fifth feature spin on the 1978 cult classic Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the franchise that went on from the 80s midnight screenings to help launch the Fox Children's TV network. I remember that. There was a cartoon. Okay, I guess it's a new movie. That's cool. Looks like it. Huh. Oh, yeah. Here we go. More info. Interesting. Well, yeah. February 20th, 2026. Sorry, yeah, 20th, 2026. Cool. Did not know that. There was a new Attack of the Killer Tomatoes movie. Wouldn't have thought that would be something that would get a reboot, but hey, they rebooted other stuff that I didn't think deserved it. So, anyways, go away. Not sponsored. Okay. I am focused. Let's go. Let's see. What else is here? There's the cast of the Amontillado Redfield Arts audio podcast. That probably has something to do with Edgar Allan Poe. That's cool. Okay. What else has he done? Ooh, way too fast. Okay. Well, he was in Becker for what episode? In 2000. That's cool. And he was in Recess for 4 episodes from 1998 to 1999. And he was in The Wild Thornberrys for an episode in 1999. That's cool. Oh, he was in The New Addams Family for 2 episodes, 1988 to 1999. I didn't watch that version of it, but that's what I was talking about with the classic sitcom. We'll get to it. Oh, he was in Pinky and the Brainbird episode in 1997 and Johnny Bravo in 1997. That's cool. And Duckman for 5 episodes. Whoa. Do you remember Duckman? Comment below if you do. That's awesome. 1994 to 1997. He was in The Nanny for 2 episodes, 1996. Ooh, I did it again. I keep missing the arrow. Let's go back up a little bit. Okay. He was in Quack Pack for 1 episode in 1996. And he was in Step by Step for 2 episodes, 94 to 95. That's cool. He was also in 5 episodes of Murder, She Wrote, 1984 to 1995. And he was in Problem Child, 26 episodes. Oh, I didn't know that was a show. Okay, I guess they made a Problem Child TV show. 26 episodes from 1993 to 1994. How have I not heard of that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I just thought it was a movie.
Yeah, I thought it was a movie. It was 2 movies, but yeah.
Yeah.
He was in Real Monsters for what episode? Cool. And the Aladdin TV show for 2 episodes. That I did know about. And Tasmania for 17 episodes. 1991, 1994. I used to watch that. I remember that. Comment below if you remember Tasmania. That was my childhood. He was in Not About You for 1 episode in 94. Let's see. He was in Bonkers. That was a good show for 1 episode in 94.
The Adventures of Briscoe County.
He was in The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. 7 episodes from 1993 to 1994. He was in The Addams Family, 1992 to 1993 for 21 episodes. That is animated, I think. That's not the original show. We'll get to it. Yeah, that's animated. Okay, I did watch that. Why did they take me here? That's weird. Okay. Down. Oh no. Up. Where did it take me? Okay. Here we go. Cool. We will get back on track momentarily. Down a bit. Let's see. Okay, cool. Here we are. Back to where we were. Let's continue. There's the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes cartoon, 1990 to 1991, 21 episodes. And then Killer Tomatoes Strike Back, 91. Oh, he was in Tales from the Crypt for one episode
Oh, cool.
in 1991. And then, of course, he was in Gremlins 2, The New Batch. He was the janitor. Oh, okay. I just got warned to plug in my laptop. One moment, please. Yeah, he played the janitor. He's the reason Gizmo got wet in the second movie.
Oh,
It's his fault.
he was also in Night Court
Oh, yeah,
for
I
11 episodes.
Yeah, he was in Night Court for 11 episodes from 1984 to 1990. The reboot was okay. It's just not the same, though.
Mm-hmm.
So give me one more second. I'm almost done. Sorry, folks. Okay, here we go. Plugged in. Cool. Okay, we are good to go. He was also on Webster for 2 episodes, 87 to 88. I thought that show was on longer, but whatever. And then there's Charles in Charge for 1 episode, 1988. Return of the Killer Tomatoes, 1988. He was in Teen Wolf 2. I forgot about that, 1987. He was in Saint Elsewhere for 1 episode in 87. He was in The Love Boat for 4 episodes from 1978 to 1986. I didn't realize that was on for so long. Wow. He was also in National Lampoon's European Vacation, 1985. Oh, yeah, he's the game show host. 1985, that's right. Okay, let's see. He was in Simon and Simon for 1 episode, 1984. He was in Different Strokes for 1 episode, 84. He was in The Facts of Life, 84. Yeah, a lot of sitcoms, 80 sitcoms. He was in Fantasy Island for 1 episode. Wow. 1978. Let's see. What else? He was in the original Freaky Friday, 1976. Interesting.
Halloween with the new Adams Family.
Yeah. What else stands out? Let's see.
Welcome Back, Carter.
Oh, thank you. I missed that. Where is it? There it is. Welcome Back, Carter for 1 episode, 1976. Let's see. What else? He was in The Partridge Family for 1 episode, 1973. Cool. He was in the new Scooby-Doo movies for 1 episode in 1972. Oh, he played Gomez Adams in that. That's funny. I didn't know they did a crossover. That's awesome. It makes sense. Let's see, what else? He was in The Odd Couple for 1 episode,
Oh, wow.
1971. And he was in Bonanza, 1 episode in 1969. We're in the 60s now. He was in Gunsmoke for 1 episode, 1967. And The Flying Nun for 1 episode, also 67. And then he was in the Batman TV show. He was the Riddler for 2 episodes. I forgot about that, 1967. And he was in the Wild Wild West show for 1 episode, also
Phyllis
67.
Diller Show,
And the Phyllis Diller show, thank you.
5 episodes.
5 episodes in 67. That was a good year for him.
Oh,
And then here we go. The original Addams Family. 64 episode. Gomez. That's what I was getting at. That's what I've been building to. 1964 to 1966. But what else? That's probably his most famous role. Oh, he was in The Greatest Show on Earth. That's cool for 1 episode. In 1963. Sorry, I didn't say the year there. He was in Route 66 for 2 episodes in 1962. He was in 77 Sunset Strip for one episode, 1962. Let's see. He was in The Dennis the Menace Show, 1962 for one episode. And he was in West Side Story. I didn't know that. 1961. Wow. And he was in The Twilight Zone for what episode? That makes sense. 1961. He was in something called Shirley Temple's Storybook TV show. Okay. One episode, 1961. That's cool. Gotta love Shirley Temple. He was in Maverick for one episode, 1960. It was like his first job was a TV show called Studio One for what episode in 1957. Wow. But his first movie was The Pusher. He's just detective. That was 1960. Fascinating.
Very busy man.
And that's just a brief summary of his career. Let's get back to his picture. I'm glad you're still... Oh, wait, I missed one. He was also on The Frighteners. That came out in like 96 or something like that. That's what I was talking about when I said one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Hold on. I can't believe I skipped over that. Where is The Frighteners? Was it 96? There it is.
Kevin Bacon?
No, that has Michael J. Fox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1996, The Frighteners. Here it is. One of my all-time favorite horror movies. I gotta show this poster off. Here we go. The Frighteners. Can you grab the DVD? Can you grab the DVD? Thank you. So yeah, here's The Frighteners. So good it. I love that poster. It's so good. He plays like a cowboy ghost in that movie. Let's go back. Let's go back. Thank you. Okay, so like I was saying, here's his picture. Happy birthday, John Aston.
Happy 96.
Yeah, 96.
Hard to believe.
At least you've lived a long, happy life. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just see if there's any comments, and then I'll move on. Nope, no comments. But thank you, Sabrina, for leaving a little note about what was going on. Bad timing. I was just about ready to go, and then the internet cuts out because we have a really bad rainstorm right now. Huge torrential downpour. You can hear it. So, the next birthday I want to talk about
My neighbor told me on the wall.
is Christopher Walken. Another legendary actor. Let's get his picture up. There he is. He was born on March 31st, 1943, in Astoria, New York. He just turned 83. Happy birthday, Christopher Walken. I don't know about you, but he's easily one of my all-time favorite actors.
Mm-hmm.
He's up there.
He was in one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh, which one's that?
Blast from the Past.
He's got 145 acting credits. Wow. All right, let's get to it.
And hey, if anybody knows where to find Blast from the Past, let us know.
Yeah, if you know where to find Blast from the Past streaming somewhere or on like DVD somewhere, great. Let us know. We can't find it. We'll get to that one. He's in Severance, the new show. That's cool. I didn't know that. I haven't seen it. I heard good things. I refuse to pay for Apple TV Plus though. 19 episodes from 2022 to 2025. And he was also in Dune 2 as the Emperor. He's so good in that movie. 2024. I'm excited for Dune 3 coming out in December. Comment below if you're also excited for Dune 3. He's in The War with Grandpa from 2020. Remember that came out just before COVID hit. And then let's see, he's done so much. He's in my favorite Batman movie, but we'll get to that. He was in the Jungle Book remake. That's right, 2016. He was King Louis. And he's in Eddie the Eagle, 2015. Let's see, what else? Oh, he was in Joe Dirt too. That's right, Beautiful Loser, 2015. I haven't seen the second one. And then he was in Peter Pan Live. That's right, 2014. He was Captain Hook. And then he was in Jersey Boys, 2014. Pretty good movie, musical. If you haven't seen it, recommend it. He was in Turks and Caicos in 2014. Seven Psychopaths, 2012. Let's see, what else? So much. Yeah, he was in 30 Rock for what episode? In 2009? That show is hilarious. He was in Balls of Fury in 2007. And he was in Hairspray, that's right, 2007. Another great musical. He was in Man of the Year with Robin Williams, 2006. He was in Click with Adam Sandler, also 2006. Let's see, he was in Wedding Crashers, hilarious, 2005. He was in The Stepford Wives, that's right, 2004. And Man on Fire, also 2004. Let's see, he was in The Rundown, 2003 with The Rock. Kangaroo Jack, 2003. He was in Catch Me If You Can, 2002.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he plays Leonardo DiCaprio's father. He was in The Country Bears, 2002. That's when Disney was trying to make movies about all their rides. We got American Sweethearts, 2001. America's Sweethearts, sorry, 2001. Joe Dirt, he's hilarious in that one. I love the original. Also 2001. He was in Sleepy Hollow. He's the Headless Horseman, 1999. He's so good in that movie. He doesn't even talk, but he's so good in that movie. He doesn't have to. He's an ant. Oh, there it is. Blast from the Past, 1999. Yeah. I almost missed it.
Love that movie.
Yeah, it's good. He's also in Ants, 1998. Let's see. He was in Mouse Hunt. I remember Mouse Hunt. Comment below if you remember Mouse Hunt. So good. 1996. He was in Suicide Kings. Sorry, Mouse Hunt was 97. I don't know why I said that. Suicide Kings was also 97.
Excess Baggage.
Oh, Excess Baggage was 1997. That was a good year for him.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Last Man Standing. Oh, I just missed that. Where did it go? I keep missing the arrow. Sorry, folks. There it is. 1996. Nah, we're in the 90s now. He's got a lot here. He's in Nick of Time, 95. Wild Side, 95. Pulp Fiction, 1994.
That was a good movie too.
So good. Pulp Fiction's amazing. Pulp Fiction is one of those quintessential movies if you love cinema. Wayne's World 2. I forgot about that. 1993. Sure. There it is. Batman Returns, 1982.
True Romance.
I just dropped a video about Batman Returns back in December around Christmas time, so check it out. Yeah?
He was in something called True Romance.
Okay, I'll go back.
I can't see Christopher Walken a romantic movie.
No. True Romance, 1993. I can't really see him being in a romantic movie. Nope.
That doesn't suit him. But you never know. Stranger things have happened, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. What else was there? There's so much. He was in A View to Kill, 1985. The Dead Zone. That movie's so good. 1983. Stephen King.
Puss in Boots.
That's not the Puss in Boots you're thinking.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't say it.
I was gonna say Puss in Boots. I've seen that a million times.
Yeah. He was in The Deer Hunter in 1978. Annie Hall, 1977. Kojak for one episode in 1977. The Sentinel, 1977. Wait, I feel like I missed something.
Yeah, Kojak was 77.
Oh no, okay, no, okay. Dogs of War, okay, 80. Heaven's Gate, 80. Okay, cool. So much. Let's keep going. Oh, too fast. Back up. Okay. One more. Okay, Valley Forge, 1975. Cleopatra, 1970. Oh, he was in the Hawaii Five-O show,
Yeah.
the original. One episode, 1970. That's cool.
Oh, wow.
Three Musketeers in 69. That's cool. Didn't know that. Love the Three Musketeers. Classic story. I prefer the 90s version. Okay, his first TV show was The Wonderful John Acton. One episode in 1953. Wow. And his first movie... That's a TV movie. Okay, Me and My Brother. 1968. Cool. I'm not going to do that. There we go. Happy birthday, Christopher Walken. Let's get your picture back up here. He's one of those actors.
How many acting credits did you say he had?
Like 145 or something like that.
That's amazing.
Well, he's in everything. There's his picture. Happy birthday. He's one of those actors I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see him throughout your entire lifetime.
Oh, absolutely.
So let me just see if there's any comments. I'll do the final birthday. Nope, no comments. Just the one. Okay, cool. Moving on.
Who are you picking for the final?
The final one is Warren Beatty. Betty? Sorry if I said that. Beatty, yeah. I never know how to say it.
Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty. Here we go. Let's do it. Go away, not sponsored. Here we go. Here's a picture. He was born on March 30th, 1937, in Richmond, Virginia. He just turned 89. Wow. Happy birthday, Warren Beatty. Another legendary, iconic actor. Probably most famous. Well, I know him. I remember first time I saw him was probably Dick Tracy, but we'll get to it. We'll get to that. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. He's only got 36 acting credits? Really? Wow. Okay.
And yet he's so well known.
It just goes to show it's not the number of roles you have, it's how you play the part.
It's the quality.
The quality, yeah. So he did a Dick Tracy special, a TV movie. What is this? Hold on. We might have another Attack of the Killer Tomatoes on it in our hands.
Don't apply. Wow.
2023, 25 minutes. Oh, it's like a short. Dick Tracy has a Zoom call with Ben McKenziewicz in which he expresses concern about the lack of realism in Warren Beatty's film about himself. Later, Warren Beatty joins the call. That sounds kind of funny. Okay. Sure. He's a good sport. I'll give him that. That's awesome. Go away. Not sponsored. Okay. So he was in, before that, Rules Don't Apply, was his last movie, 2016. He hasn't done anything in a while. Okay, I can't say that. When did the other thing come out? 2023? Okay, fair enough. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. He was in Town and Country, 2001. The Larry Sanders Show. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Sorry, folks. Where's my cursor? Go away. Not sponsored. Okay. Here we go. He was in Bulworth, 1998. Love Affair, 1994. Bugsy, good movie. 1991. There it is. Dick Tracy, 1990. He was also in Reds, 1981. And his first movie was Heaven Can... Oh, wait, hold on. My mistake. Nope, not his first movie. Heaven Can Wait was 1978. Let's keep going. I didn't see the arrow there first. Shampoo, that's right. 1975. The Only Game in Town, 1970. Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, yes. Can't forget Bonnie and Clyde, 1967. I can't believe I forgot about Bonnie and Clyde. Let's see. Lilith, 1964. All Fall Down, 62. That time I missed the arrow completely. Oh, darn it. Go back up a bit. Okay. Let's see. What else? Oh, okay. So, these were TV shows. The first TV show was Craft Theater, whatever that is, 1957. For what episode? But his first movie was Splendor in the Grass, 1961. Fascinating. That was a lot quicker than I thought. Happy birthday, Warren Beatty. Get your picture up one more time. Hopefully you keep making movies. Okay, so I just want to see if there's any comments. Nope, no comments. Cool. Okay, moving on. So now I want to do a little memoriam for Heath Ledger. Let's get his picture. There he is. Great picture. He was born today. April 4th would have been his birthday. And he was born in 1979 in Perth, Australia. Unfortunately, sadly, he passed away on January 22nd in 2008. May he rest in peace. Can we just get a moment of silence for Heath Ledger, please? Thank you. So hold on. Let me just do the math real quick. So that means he must have passed away when he was 2008 minus 1979. He was 29 when he passed away. Wow.
Too young.
Way too young. Sorry, I didn't get the year before I started the show. But anyways, moving on. We got there. Obviously, he played the Joker, but he was in many other things before that. So let's get to it. He was in one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. Again, we'll get to it. Oh, he directed 6. I didn't know he directed movies too. That's cool. He has 23 acting credits. You just think how many more he would have had.
Yeah.
If not for his tragic loss. Oh, okay. His last movie was actually The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. He was really good in that too. 2009. Highly recommend that if you haven't seen that. And then there it is. The Dark Knight. He played the Joker in 2008. probably his most famous role. He was also in Candy in 2006 and Casanova, that's right, in 2005. Brokeback Mountain, 2005.
I wasn't a huge fan of Brokeback Mountain.
I thought it was good. The Brothers Grimm, awesome movie, 2005. Lords of Dogtown's also good. That's the skateboarding movie, like the origin of skateboarding, 2005. The Order, 2003. The Four Feathers, 2004. Monsters Ball, 2001. A Knight's Tale, that's right.
That's a good movie.
That movie's so good. 2001. And The Patriot, yes. He plays Mel Gibson's son in The Patriot. He's so good in that movie. I reviewed The Patriot on my channel last year in July. So if you're interested, you can watch that review. And you can see how I feel about his performance. And then here's the rom-com I mentioned, 10 Things I Hate About You. Probably the first thing I remember seeing him in. That was 1999.
Yeah, that's the first thing I remember seeing him in.
What an impression. And then what else was he in before that? I'm not even sure. Okay. His first movie was a TV movie called Clowning Around in 1992. That's cool. And his first feature film was Black Rock, 1997. Awesome. So there's Heath Ledger's career in a nutshell. Let's get his picture up one more time.
Happy Heavenly Birthday, Heath Ledger.
Yes, happy heavenly birthday, Heath Ledger. You will not be forgotten.
Yes, he commented, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. You will never be forgotten.
That's me. Okay, so that about sums up the birthdays and my little memoriam. Wait a minute. Oh, here I am. And then hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, here we go. I got it. Okay, cool. So now let's move on to the weekend box office update. Oh, almost forgot to share the screen. Okay, come on. Oh, I think I have to remove this first and then share the screen. Okay, I figured it out. So, okay, cool. So let's get to the weekend box office updates. So last week was March 27th to March 29th, 2026. And we had a major release last week, Project Hail Mary. Oh, wait, sorry, that came out 2 weeks ago. Okay. My mistake. I thought that came out this week. Mario came out this week, so I'm curious how it's going to do next week. So yeah, Project Hail Mary has been out for 2 weeks. My apologies again. It was number one last week too, actually. It made $54 million, and it only went down 32.8%. That's not too bad. So it's got a grand total of 163.8 million so far domestically. That's awesome. It's starting off very strong. Thank you. And number two was Hoppers. For the second week in a row. That's funny. Project Hail Mary was number one last week, and Hoppers was number two last week. They both held their positions. Hoppers made $12.1 million. And again, it only dropped 31.7%. So that's not too bad. It's been out for 4 weeks. And it's made $138.5 million. So it's doing very well. And number three is a new entry, They Will Kill You. It made $4.9 million. That's a huge jump. Almost 5 to 12. And that's made, $4.9 million so far. And number four is Reminders of Him. It was number 5 last week, so it went up a spot. It made $4.7 million. But somehow it dropped 41.3%. That doesn't make sense. It went up, but it dropped. Okay, whatever.
That's kind of a contradiction.
That's a huge contradiction. How does that make sense? Comment below and make that make sense. $41 million for 3 weeks, though, so not bad, not bad. Number 5 is, oh geez, here we go again. Durandar, The Revenge. Sorry if I butchered that. It dropped 2 spots. It was at number 3 last week, but it still made another $4.3 million. Oh, see, this makes more sense. It dropped 54%. It didn't lose any theaters. Okay, I guess just bad word of mouth. People didn't go see it multiple times. Who knows? It made $22.6 million. It's been out for 2 weeks. And number 6 is Ready or Not 2. Here I Come. It was at number 4 last week. It made $4.1 million. Ooh. But it dropped 54.5%. Ouch. More than half. And it's made $16.4 million. That feels low for 2 weeks out now. So maybe it might get some legs as it stays in the theaters. At number 7 is Scream 7. That's funny. It was at number 6 last week. It made another $2.6 million. And it's made a total of $118.6 million so far. It's been out for 5 weeks. It's the highest grossing in the franchise so far. That's awesome. Too bad the movie wasn't very good. At number 8, we have Goat. It was at number 7 last week. It made $2.1 million. Not bad. It dropped. Oh, wait, how much did Scream drop? Scream dropped 39.3. Not too bad. 37.2 wasn't that bad either. It's made $100.8 million. And it's been out for 7 weeks. And then number 9 is the Canadian horror movie Undertone. It dropped a spot. It made $1.6 million this week. Ooh, it dropped 45.2%. Ouch. For 3 weeks, it's made $18.4 million. But with horror movies, it's much lower budgets, so it's easier to make their money back.
Really?
Oh, yes. Number 10 is Forbidden Fruits, whatever that is. $1.1 million. And number 11, rounding out the honorable mentions.
Forbidden Fruit to me sounds like a religious movie because the apple with Adam and Eve, the apple was a forbidden fruit.
I'm curious. Let's see. Forbidden Fruits. At a mall store, Apple leads a secret witch cult with co-workers Cherry and Fig. New hire Pumpkin questions her sisterhood, forcing them to confront inner darkness or meet violent ends. Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting. This is a real movie? All right. Made $1.1 million.
I don't think we'll watch that.
I probably won't see that in theaters now. Number 11 is the Pout Fish. $676,000. It dropped 48.9%. It's been out for 2 weeks. Sure. And number 12 is the AI doc, or How I Became an Apocalyptimist. It made $646,000 its opening weekend.
That's not good.
From Focus Features. No, that's not very good. And number 13 was The Mummy Returns for the 25th anniversary. That's awesome. I didn't mean to click that. Moving back. Okay. It made $596,000. Sorry, that's my dyslexia. That's awesome. I remember seeing this when it originally came out 25 years ago. Whoa. I was really mad too because the first time I went, it was sold out. My friends and I were so pissed. We saw Freddy Got Fingered instead. And then the next week we went. I mean, finally saw The Mummy Returns. We were so mad. We had to see a different movie. Number 14, Stand By Me also had a re-release for the 40th anniversary. So I might review these movies because I always look for movies celebrating anniversaries. One of the reasons for tonight's movie was because it was an anniversary and it's Easter weekend, so it just made sense to me. Stand By Me made $447,000. Yeah, that's great. And then Wuthering Heights is holding on strong at number 15, but it dropped 5 spots. Ouch. It is just losing steam after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
$300,000. It dropped 39.5%. But it has made 83.8 million. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. It's been out for 7 weeks. Okay, so yeah, that about rounds out the domestic box office for this weekend. Well, sorry, last weekend. Come on, Paige, move. Thank you. Still having slight internet issues, but we'll push through. Let's go to the worldwide box office. Okay, so Pegasus 3 is still holding on strong. I'm very curious about this movie, but I haven't seen the first 2 Pegasus movies, so I don't even know if I'll be able to find these, because we don't get a lot of Chinese movies. We were lucky to get Naja and Naja 2. That's streaming on Paramount Plus. But anyways, Pegasus made $609 million so far around the world. That's mostly a foreign market too, you can see there. It hasn't got a wide release on this side of the world yet. But anyways, at number 2 is Hoppers. Whoa, it made $508.8 million. Whew, holy crap. And see, that's a little more even.
How long is it
So
now?
split out. I have to go back to look at that. Hoppers has been out for 4 weeks.
Making some good money.
Oh, yeah, it's doing great. I'm going to predict that it's going to hit the $1 billion mark. It's already halfway there. But I was wrong about Minecraft last year, so we'll see how that goes. And number 3, ratcheting to the top of the box office, is Project Hail Mary. Wow. After 2 weeks. That's incredible. It's made $390 million. Yeah, okay. I thought I didn't say that right at first. I don't care right now. Go away. Okay. Where was I? See, that's like a 50-50 split too. That's awesome. And then number 4 is actually Scream 7. Cool. Hopefully Scream 8's better though, at $328.7 million. And then this is mostly a foreign market, actually. Interesting. And then Wuthering Heights is actually at number 5 so far this year around the world. That's awesome. $293.4 million. And even that one's got more of a foreign market too. I wonder why that is. That's interesting. Number 6 is Blades of the Guardians, $198.8 million. That's got a pretty slanted split too, so that hasn't gotten a wide release. Number 7 is Scare Out with $186.9 million. That's got 100% foreign market, so that hasn't even been released in Canada or the States or anywhere in the Western world. Number 8 is Goat with $182.3 million. And that's a pretty fair split, too. Excuse me. At number 9 is Durandar. I swear I'm going to learn how to say that. The Revenge. Possibly a sequel. I don't really know. I'm not that familiar with Indian cinema. That's $149.6 million. And yeah, that's got a huge foreign market. Number 10 is Boonie Bears, The Hidden Protector. $139.3 million. That's strictly foreign. Is this a Chinese movie? I got a feeling this is Chinese. Brian Bramble and Beck encounter legendary year monster Neon, who bestows them with mysterious powers to trust them with hidden, chaotic, magic-infused realm of Eve City. That sounds awesome. But where's it from? Oh, it's Australian. Oh, no, wait. Okay, it's been released in Australia and China. Oh, okay. Hasn't been released. Okay, I guess it hasn't made money in China? I'm confused. This tells me nothing. Company information. Let's go down this rabbit hole. Oh, I don't have IMDb Pro. Okay. Never mind. I don't want to start a free trial. Let's go back to here. Okay. Okay. Hold on. What is this? Boonie Bears. Let's go down this rabbit hole real quick. Hidden Protector. Comedy, fantasy, blah, blah, blah. Go away, not sponsored. Okay. Can't really go by the names. Okay. I don't want to just assume, whoa, there's more Booney Bear movies? What? What is this? Booney Bear. Okay, there's two other ones here. Okay. Well, where's this? It is the Chinese movie. Aha! Mystery solved. It did come out in February. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's just get rid of this. Go back. Okay. Cool. And rounding out the honorable mentions. 11 through 15. Super Mario Galaxy. I already made the list, really?
I want to see that.
Yeah. That just got released this weekend domestically. All the markets here. $48 foreign market.
$48?
How does that even happen? So what, 3 people paid like $12? 4 people paid like $12? Wow, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Comment below if you can make sense of this. How did Super Mario Galaxy make $48 in the domestic market? And number 12 was The King's Warden. $103.2 million.
That sounds more like
mostly foreign.
$48. Oh my goodness. For once, I even have more than that in my bank.
Yeah.
For change.
Number 13 is Send Help, the new Sam Raimi picture. $94 million. Mostly domestic. Number 14 is Hamlet. $78.4 million. That's all foreign, though. Number 15, Reminders of Him. Oh, that's cool. I wasn't expecting it to be that high up on the list. $74.1 million. That's split pretty evenly. So, that about wraps up the weekend box office update. Okay, where am I? Here I am. Hold on. Remove. And then hold on. Add a stitch. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So, let's get to the main event, shall we? I'm going to review the 10 Commandments. I have it on DVD. But it's funny, the movie's so long. It actually comes on 2 discs. The first one stops at intermission. And then you got to put the second one in to watch the second half of the movie. So I just thought that was funny. That would crack me up. Love this cover art too. I'll pull the digital poster up so we can see it a little bit better. That is gorgeous artwork. So I'll just share the screen and then we'll talk about the 10 Commandments. It's funny because it was actually playing on TV before I started the broadcast. So let me just share the screen. Where is it? Here we go. Put myself in the corner. Okay. Ten Commandments. If it loads. There we go. You'll be able to see the poster better with the digital version. There we go. There it is. Gorgeous poster. This is when posters were hand-drawn. Let's kick it over how much they captured the likeness of Charlton Heston as Moses. Then you got the lightning striking, the commandments, and you got the Red Sea in the background. And if you look closely, the Egyptians are stuck there as it's crashing down. That's hilarious. And you got the Hebrews over here. This poster tells you everything you need to know about the movie. So, in case you don't know, Ten Commandments came out in 1956. It was directed by Cecil B. DeMille. I'll try that again. Cecil B. DeMille. DeMille. Sorry if I butchered that. I think it's DeMille, actually. Yeah, DeMille. I'm going to run with that. It was written by Dorothy Clark Wilson, J.H. Gran, Ingram, and A.E. Southam. Again, sorry if I butchered those names. It stars Charlton Heston, Yul Brenner, and Ann Baxter, among many more, but we'll get to that. It was made on a budget of $13.2 million, which at the time, which doesn't sound like a lot today, but if you think about inflation and things like that, at the time, that was unheard of. That was the most money spent on a movie at the time. Like, it set records. It was unprecedented at the time. And it made $65.5 million at the box office worldwide. Again, that was huge. That was unprecedented.
Well, 1956.
1956, movies didn't make that kind of money back then. it didn't happen. So, here is the synopsis according to IMDb. Oh, wait, not sponsored. Okay. This one I got 7.9 out of 10. What? Okay. I do have issues with the film, and we'll get to it. But hold on. Moses, raised as a prince of Egypt in the Pharaoh's household, learns of his true heritage as a Hebrew and his divine mission as the deliverer of his people from slavery. Okay, let's get back to that poster. I'm very nervous about showing clips. I got a fun fact about that baby too, but we'll get to it. There's actually a lot of fun researching this movie. Okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So, in case you're not familiar, Cecil B. DeMille is considered by many as one of Hollywood's founding forefathers. He arrived in Hollywood in 1913 with dreams of making motion pictures with the help of his friend Samuel Goldwyn. And if that name sounds familiar to you, if it doesn't, that's fine. He is the very same person who literally put the G in MGM, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, however you say it, tomato, tomato. And he's often cited, DeMille that is, as being the first director to use boom mics for their productions. So let me just get his picture up here. He even has a little introduction at the beginning of the movie. He talks about why he made it, why it's important to him, and why people should watch it. It also kind of sums up the movie too. I passed it. Where is it? There we go. This will be the middle. Let's get his picture up here. There he is. The legend himself. So he's known for pioneering the big budget epic. He insisted to shoot on location in Egypt and the Sinai Peninsula. You know, around Mount Sinai? While filming there, they had stables for several hundreds of camels and horses. They had a sprawling commission area full of different like stores and shops and caterers and things like that. They had a luxurious costume department. They had trailers for all the actors and a prop department. So he basically brought the movie studio to Egypt with him. That's how like massive this production was, just to give you an idea. I love the lavish costumes by Edith Head. They're exquisitely crafted. The amount of detail is unprecedented. I keep using that word. I'll come up with a different word. But yeah, let's see these costumes. Go back. Go away. Not sponsored. Because these costumes are truly gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Go back. Go back. Why aren't you taking me back? Okay. There we go. Go away. Not sponsored. Here we go. Photos. Let's just do still frames. Go away. Okay, let's see. Still frames. Go away. Not sponsored. Let's take a look at some of these costumes. Here we go. Look the way the Pharaoh's headdress is. Look the way it looks. And you got his armor. So much detail. You got the little cobra head on the top. Go away. Not sponsored. You got the hair beads on the side. Look at all the textures and the layers. That's incredible. Go away. And you got this one. So cool. Awesome costumes. Go away. Not sponsored. And then, of course, you got the robes of Moses. Classic. But even that, the colors are the same as the ones depicted in the Bible, so that's pretty cool. That was an accident, but still, that's funny. Let's see what else is here. What's another example of the costumes? Yeah, like this one. Plated gold and the headdresses, and look at all those intricate details in like the neck part here, and then like the torso of the dress here. I don't know technical terms. I'm not a fashion designer. There's even a little cape. Gorgeous costumes. Okay, I think I made that point. Oh, you're gonna do this, are you? Okay, let's just do this then. Where's my key? Yeah, that worked. Cool. Poster. Yay, poster. Awesome. So the art directors, Hal Perea, sorry if I butchered that, Walter H. Tyler, and Albert Nozaki worked with set decorators Sam Comer and Ray Moyer to design massive sets that blended Egyptian location shooting with expansive Paramount Studio sound stages. Then they seamlessly blended it together in post-production. They actually rebuilt ancient Egypt in the California desert. The walls towered high into the sky, and the sphinxes stood about 65 feet tall. They actually built them all out of real stone, too. The mill was all about authenticity. He wanted the movie to look as real as possible. He wanted it to be like you were watching history, not a movie. Not many directors think like that. They don't have that kind of vision. That's what I mean. This guy was way ahead of his time when it came to like filmmaking. He changed the game completely. The reason we make movies the way we do now is because of Cecil B. DeMille. Respect. The Exodus scene is the epitome of the chaos of the production. The scene features tens of thousands of extras, hundreds of camels / horses, each of them with their own trainer, mind you. And they all needed to hit their marks at certain times, and they all needed to be fed, and they all needed water. Massive production. Maybe I can find a picture of that. Let's find out. Go away, not sponsored. I'm very tempted to play video clips, but I don't want to get dinged with copyright claims. So I don't know. I might play it safe. Let's go here again. And then go away, not sponsored. Let's narrow down the search a bit. Let's see if I can find that scene specifically in a picture. Oh, that might be it. There's a certain picture I'm looking for. Oh, that might be it, actually. It's the one I used in my collage. Oh, actually, this is the one. Yeah, you can see all the people. They got the horses. Oh, wait, that's actually the Egyptians. Okay, that's not the picture. Sorry. Moving on. Go away, not sponsored. Let's see. Yeah, that might be the one there. Let me just take a quick gander down here. That's the one. Maybe, possibly. Actually, no, that's not the one. Let's see. Okay, cool. I'll just use this one. A little more. There it is. Just gives you an idea of the set, too. They built this whole thing. All the sphinxes, the walls. Yeah, this is the one. You can see all the people here. There's Moses. You got the people, you got the animals. There's so many people. Again, at the time, that was unheard of. It's really groundbreaking stuff. While filming in the Egyptian heat, DeMille actually suffered a heart attack. It's been said that he was told by the staff that he should stop directing immediately, but his response was that he would rather die than not finish this film. So a few days later, he was back on set. And the amount of special effects work applied, led by John Fulton, was groundbreaking stuff. For the staff snake effect shot, hold on. I saw that picture. Uh-oh. Go back. Okay. And go back. There we go. Go away. I did see that picture. Where was that picture? Snakes on the steps is what I'm looking for. It's just easier to have some sort of visual representation. He's holding the staff there. I think I went too far. I got a feeling it was further up. Little more. Okay, there's the picture we were just looking at. So a little more. Oh, where did I see that? There it is. Okay. So for that shot, when the staff turns into a snake, pretty ingenious what they did. In order to transform the wooden staff into the snake, the transformation was done with a mix of stop motion substitution, which consisted of cutting between frames of the real staff and the snake, and careful editing involving precise timing. The effect relies less on flashy visuals in order to sell the illusion. The use of real venomous cobras adds to the authenticity. For the scene where the Nile turns red with blood, and hold on, gotta get that picture too. Go away, not sponsored. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I saw that too. Maybe not. Let's see. Is there a picture of the Nile? I thought I saw that before. If not, it's okay. No, I didn't see it there. Let's go back up. One more look. I don't want to go too fast. Okay, well, I have this scene where they're standing by the Nile, and suddenly the water miraculously turns red with blood. And I was hoping, I thought I saw a picture. No, still not seeing it. Oh, wait, okay, here it is. I did see a picture. There we go. So here's that pool I was talking about. And then you can kind of see it there. There's the red. Awesome, I did see it. I'm not completely see now. Not yet. But in order to do this, Sap submerged himself underneath the pool. This one here. Then when Moses dipped his staff in the water, he would turn on a hose, so the red dye would turn the pool crimson. And then for the burning bush scene, I know I saw that one. Where is that burning bush? Don't want to go too fast. Don't want to miss it. There it is. In order to make that haunting glow, what they did was the fake fire was hand drawn and animated by overlaying separate pieces of film. This was Sap's idea. They used a painstaking frame by frame process called optical compositing. I'll try that again. Optical compositing. Sorry, can't read. Or, in other words, that's when you take separate strips of film, live action plus animated effects, and combine them using optical printers. Again, this was very ahead of its time for the time. And this burning bush was actually a metal wire frame that they set ablaze and altered in post production. And this leads us to the most famous scene of the film. Oh, wait, they also applied this to the wall of fire. Hold on. I got to show that too. That's an amazing looking scene. And I know I saw that picture. Where is it? There it is. The wall of fire. A lot of these special effects still hold up today, and it's incredible. This did get a re-release in theaters, and I'm hoping I can go see it. But I watched the DVD for my rewatch. But again, I watch this movie every year. It's an Easter tradition for me. So happy Easter. So yeah, that's how they did the fire. Sorry, I was just getting a quick drink. Before I move on, I just want to make sure. Is there any comments? No comments. That's okay. Moving on. Now, the most famous scene in the movie is probably the Red Sea shot. So, hold on. That's not the right picture. There it is. This is incredible. Look at that. Parting of the Red Sea. Movie magic at its finest. In order to part the Red Sea, they used a colossal tank with a wide trough running through the middle. They poured hundreds of thousands of gallons of water into each side. Powered by wind machines, the water cascaded towards the central trough and rushed over the edges to fill it up. And it was all captured on 4 high-speed cameras. So, when you reverse the footage, instead of flooding towards the middle, the water looks like it's being separated apart. And in order to create these giant walls of water, the way that they look to look like the way that they do, again, they used thousands of gallons of water, but they mixed it with jello and released it into elevated tanks. But this time, it was onto a huge ramp. So, the resulting shots of water crashing down the ramp was turned upside down and looped to give the effect of water reaching upwards. I'll say that one more time. The resulting shot of the water crashing down the ramp was turned upside down and then looped to give the effect of the water reaching upwards. Then it was duplicated and reversed so it could happen on the opposite side here. These raw material efforts were just small parts of the final effect. Those shots, combined with shots of the miniatures and on-location footage from Egypt, plus matte paintings of the billowing clouds, were all put together to build the final composite effect. So in total, this composition right here that you're looking at with the clouds and the water, all the people, everything that you're looking at right there consists of about 30 different elements. This sequence alone took 6 months to film and prep for. And this effect alone cost $1 million to make. There had never been anything like this in special effects beforehand. That's what I mean by pioneering special effects. Groundbreaking in every sense of the word. And then for the shot, when God carves the stone tablets, when he actually writes the 10 Commandments. Let's see if I can find that picture. Go away. Not sponsored. Let's see. They might not have a picture of that one. But I'll take a gander. Oh, wait. I wanted to show one other picture too when I get to it. Here's another picture of the Red Sea parting, a different shot from the other side. So cool. And then there's a shot of the water crashing down. Go away. Not sponsored. You're still there. Go away. Cool. Here it is. The water crashing down on top of the Egyptians. Classic. This blew me away as a kid, and it still blows me away to this day how they did this. Incredible stuff. Go away. Not sponsored. Okay, now, as for the tablets and being carved, is there a photo for that? I'm not sure if I saw one. If not, that's cool. Let's see. There's him holding the tablets. The tablets were actually made of stone, by the way. They were about 50 pounds each. So when you see Charlton Heston carrying them, the reason he holds them the way that he does is because they were so heavy. And they joked on set, the reason that he was as in shape as he was for the movie was because of carrying the tablets around, not because of the workouts he did before the movie. So that was a running gag on set, allegedly. Oh, that's a cool shot. Not what I was looking for, but here's a better shot of the Red Sea. Again, it's better if I have visual representation, and I don't want to show clips. I don't want to get copyright claimed. Go away. So yeah, I didn't see anything with the tablet, so I'll just go to him holding it there. Here's the scene: the lightning comes and it strikes down, but it's animated and it's really cool looking. I don't see it. No, that's okay. I'll just stick with this one because that's a cool picture. I had to include this one in my collage. Okay, so there's the tablets. But yeah, like I was saying, authenticity was the angle, was the goal. So everything had to be real as possible. So for the shot when God carves the stone tablets with the commandments and fire, that actually took the stone, like the slabs, and he carved the tablets from the back, filling little divots of the letters with gunpowder. And then later, when they called action, he would ignite it with a match, and that's how it would have that exploding look. And it would look like it was actually being carved in by the lightning that was animated in later. But the film's eeriest and most atmospheric effect is a great example of how subtle techniques can feel more powerful than spectacle. I'm talking about the plague with the fog. I'm just going to call it the creeping death fog, and I'll tell you why in a bit. If I can't find a picture here, I'm just going to Google it. So let's just see. Do they have creeping death fog? Let's see. Scrolling down. Keep going. No, I don't see it. No, not here. Nope. Okay. A little further. No, no, no. Okay. I'll just Google it. Wonder if I creeping death fog. 10 commandments. There we go. Hey, I spelled that right. Cool. Images. There's that one. These are videos. I thought I clicked image. I did. Okay. Okay. I'll just stick with this one. Actually, this one's better. No, you can't really see it. Okay, good enough. No. Okay, I'll stick with this one. No, I don't like that. Okay, I'll find one. Images. What if I just did fog, 10 commandments? No, green fog. Too easy green. That one. That's all you got? Okay, that's a better one. View image. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good picture. You can see the fog there. So, like I was saying, real fog and smoke were filmed separately, and they used controlled environments. This was all done in a soundstage. And they did that so that the movements could be shaped and directed the way that they wanted to with fans. They put inks and dyes in water with dry ice to give it that green color. So, in order to create this slow, flowing, organic motion, they had fans and they pointed in different directions, and that's how they made the fog move around. It makes it look like it has its own ominous presence. So, after they filmed the fog like that, they took those elements and optically composited them into the live action scenes of Egypt. It makes it so the mist doesn't just drift, it moves with diabolic intention. And just think, it was all done by carefully controlling airflow. Very intuitive, no, not the word I'm looking for. Very ingenious, very innovative. That's the word I'm looking for. Not intuitive. Wrong word. So what they did is they kept pumping in the smoke, and they kept pumping in this fog, and they kept layering it, and they did multiple passes. So they would do it once, and they would do it again. They film it again, and then they take those shots and pile them onto each other. Then take those shots and pile them onto like the live shots, on location shots in Egypt. The end result feels so ominous. It also shows that the movie doesn't entirely rely on spectacle and scale. The mill understood mood and storytelling and how to push those through special effects. Fun fact, Metallica got their idea for the smash hit song Creepy Death after watching this movie. It's well documented that while watching the scene with the final plague and seeing the green fog,
This picture doesn't do it justice, though.
what?
The picture of the green fog.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't do it justice. Like you've got to watch the movie.
Yeah. So that's the one picture I could find. Though.
Yeah. Well, even
I don't want to take too much time looking for stuff.
no, even any still shot of it doesn't do the justice unless you actually see the fog moving.
Okay, I might tempt fate. And
Don't.
Okay, I won't.
Don't. Because you get copyrighted.
I'll play it safe. What happened here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Yeah, here. Come on. Don't play video. What? I had a picture. Okay. Let's just go back. Why can't I go back?
Because it's got to give you a hard time.
What is going on? Okay, hold on. Here we go. View image. There we go. That's the picture I had. Cool. Anyways, like I was saying, it's well documented that after seeing the green fog appearing in the moonlight, rolling across the ground, killing the firstborn children, that the bassist at the time, Cliff Burton, he remarked, "It's like creepy death." And then a light bulb went off in frontman rhythm guitarist James Hetfield's head, and he told him to write that down. And then later on, he kept thinking about it, and then inspired him to write the lyrics for the song. And even incorporate famous lines from the movie, like "So let it be written" and "Let it be done." but he told it from a unique perspective. The song's actually from the angel of death, Gabriel. So I thought that was interesting. I've known that for a while, and I had to share it. Metallica is one of my favorite bands, by the way, and that song's on my favorite album, Ride the Lightning. However, as groundbreaking as the special effects are, there are some shots that have blue screen images in it that don't look as good. Maybe I can show an example. Because they use some matte painting sometimes. And the shots just don't always match up. So some of them stand out. It's kind of distracting. But the rest of the movie looks great. Here's a good example. See, the sets are real. The back isn't. That's a painting. And that does not look good. Granted, it was a different time. I just point out the movie's not perfect. I got some issues with like some of the characters too, like the character development. Some characters come and go, and we don't see them anymore. There's a lot of characters, but we'll get to that too. Let's see, where's another shot? Like even that one there, you can tell the clouds aren't really there. That's what I mean. There's some blue screen shots that don't look as well as the other. It doesn't completely match up. It's even more apparent when you have HD versions of these movies so many years later. And the colors, the cinematography is off. But that's not the cinematographer's fault. That's just time. This was all shot on real film. So they had to transport the film from Egypt to Hollywood and make sure it didn't get exposed or anything like that, or all that work would have been for nothing. It's pretty crazy if you think about it, that this movie even exists.
Good, but very costly problem.
Could have been a huge blunder. And then even like this one. You could tell that's not really there. Okay, I think I made my point. Let's get back to the poster. Actually, let's make sure. Comments? Any comments? No? Okay, no problem. Moving on. Okay. So the script was primarily based on the book of Exodus. And the on-screen credits declare that the Holy Scriptures are the predominant source of the film's narrative. And DeMille specifically chose to use the 17th century King James Version, which is what he grew up with. And then Moses' biography is found in the Hebrew Bible, which is called the Torah. And that section is called the Five Books of Moses. He included that in order to include, he wanted to depict Moses' early years too. DeMille also researched extra biblical sources that expanded on Moses' life as a young man, because he's been quoted as saying, and I quote, "There's a lapse of 26 years between two verses in the Bible. One verse tells of Moses being found among the brushels or papyrus by the Pharaoh's daughter, and then the next verse, he's a grown man who has killed a man and freeing the slaves. We have to find out what happened between those two events," end quote. So that's why he included all those other things. He also included the ancient historical text, such as On the Life of Moses by Philo, Antiquities of the Jews by Josephus. Sorry if I butchered that. Josephus. and Preparation for the Gospel by Eurybius. Then he included the Midrash Rabbah on Exodus and the Mishnah. Again, sorry if I butchered those, but these are all the different references that he used to compile the massive script and story. Charlton Heston plays Moses. Where is he? Go away. Not sponsored. Let's get those pictures back. Not a black and white. It's a good picture. It doesn't do justice to him, though. Excuse me. Doesn't do justice. Go away. Back here. Go to still frame. Go away. Not sponsored. Okay. Where's the picture I want? There it is. Let my people go. The way he says that is awesome. So, Charlton Heston plays Moses, and he also voices God during the burning bush scene. He exudes confidence with his booming voice and physical presence. Early in the film, he plays the character with confidence and authority, with a hint of arrogance, fitting somebody raised in the Pharaoh's court. But as the story progresses, especially after Moses' exile and encounter with the burning bush, Heston shifts into a more introspective burden figure. The transition is one of the strongest aspects of his performance. The acting style reflects the era. Mid 20th century epics often leaned on almost Shakespearean delivery rather than natural dialogue. So when they speak with purpose. I like that, the way that they dictate the dialogue. But in this context, it works because it matches the scale of the film, this larger-than-life feeling that is established early on. He's also solemn and authoritative. He's perfectly cast for the part. And now, I got a fun fact about the baby. Where's that baby picture? Go away, not sponsored. Oh, baby, where did you go? Oh, baby, where art thou? Let's see. I know I passed it a few times. Oh, baby, where art thou? There's the baby. You see the baby there? Good. Fun fact. DeMille actually planted somebody at the hospital where Heston's wife was having their child in order to tell him whether or not the child was a boy or a girl. And the reason for that was because if he was a boy, he wanted to cast the baby in the movie and use him for baby Moses. So that's actually Charlton Heston's baby. And it's actually Charlton Heston's wife who finds the baby. Yul Brynner plays Ramses II. Go away. Not sponsored. Here we go. This is the picture I used for the collage. For the thumbnail. So regal in that shot. He plays the part with cold, calculated intensity. He's rigid and unwavering. Brynner embodies absolute authority with pride. His stillness is key. He doesn't need big gestures or anything like that. Just a glance, or a slight shift in tone, or or just a slight turn of his body or his head is all that he needs. It makes him feel dangerous and immovable. One of the most striking aspects of his performance is his restraint. It's not what he's doing, it's what he's not doing, if that makes sense. He avoids overacting like some of the other ones do by avoiding giant speeches. He's got no grand speeches like some of the other characters. His delivery is measured, which makes moments with anger or spite, like during the plagues, for example, hit even harder. You can feel his internal conflict with almost no words. The struggle to cling to power and ego. Visually, Brenner dominates the screen. He's got his shaved head, he's got his regal posture. You can see his posture there. And he's got that piercing gaze that gives him a distinctive, almost timeless presence. He feels like a pharaoh. He is Ramses. You actually believe that he believes he's equal to the gods. So, if Heston gives the film its moral center, then Brenner gives tension. And arguably, he steals many of the scenes that they share. I do think that he's got the better performance here than Heston. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but whatever. I don't care. That's my opinion. I think Yul Brynner is way better in this movie. He's so good. His chemistry with Heston elevates the film. Their confrontations about ideology feel personal. You have freedom versus authority. You have faith versus pride. Ramses isn't just a villain. He's a tragic figure whose refusal to yield ultimately destroys him. That's good storytelling and good acting. Anne Baxter is Nefertiti. I'll get a picture up here. Go away. Not sponsored. See if I can get a better picture. Here she is. That one's better. Yeah, that one's closer. Okay, there's Anne Baxter. Again, great costume. So yeah, this is Anne Baxter. Nefertiti. I keep wanting to say Nefertiti, but it's not. She's passionate, emotional, and often volatile. Baxter leans into the melodrama, kind of like Heston does with an over-the-top performance. But it gives the film a grand, operatic feel. Early on, she plays the character as seductive and ambitious, clearly drawn to Moses, because she's determined to be queen. She's got a sharp intelligence to her, how she maneuvers and manipulates. She understands power, and she doesn't care about what it costs. She plays the role with such passion and ambition. She equals Heston, and Brenner for that matter. Her acting is more expressive, though. Almost soap opera-y, you could almost say. But that piercing gaze that she has adds to the intensity of her performance enormously. She also adds personal and emotional stakes to the story because of her love, her jealousy, and her resentment. She's a very complex, layered character, and her acting really shows it too. And again, like Brenner, she doesn't have to say a whole lot just so you can get what she's thinking or what she's feeling. She brings fire and drama, and that balances the film's heavier, more stoic performances, like Brenner, for example. Yvonne Carlo plays Sephora, Moses' wife. Go away. Not sponsored. Here she is. You can see her there. Oh no, that's Ann Baxter. My mistake. Sorry, that was a tiny little photo. Let's see. Go away. Not sponsored. There should be a photo of her. Is it? Nina Fuck. Nope. Not what I'm looking for. Go away. Not sponsored. Let's see. Nope, not there. Oh, there. There she is. Yvonne DiCarlo. She plays Sephora. She's gentle, warm, and grounded. She represents peace, faith, and emotional stability, which contrasts the drama going on in Egypt. Her performance is subtle and sincere, less theatrical because she's more of the straight man in the whole situation. If everybody's over the top, then it doesn't seem over the top. Everything is just 11 all the time. It's just crazy. She brings it down, and she gives that sense of scale of like what's grounded and what's over the top, if that makes sense. She gives Moses a human, intimate connection and a sense of home because she's the calm, heartfelt anchor of the film. John Derek plays Joshua. Let's see, where is he? There he is. I know it's that guy. He's Moses' friend and another slave. He's loyal, earnest, and straightforward. He plays the character with a strong moral conviction. It leads to a solid performance, but he's not as complex as some of the other characters. He represents devotion and the next generation of leadership. He's dependable and sincere, making him memorable among the cast of many characters. He also helps guide Moses too, in a way, by helping him make choices. Sir Cedric Hardwith plays T. Moses' adoptive father. Is there a picture of him? Yep, right there. That guy. Right there. He's regal, wise, and authoritative with his performance. He portrays the character as a dignified, benevolent ruler, especially when showing his affection for Moses. His performance has that classical theatrical gravitas that fits the epic tone. He adds weight and legitimacy to the Egyptian court. You believe he is a pharaoh. And that's because of his commanding, noble presence, which does elevate the film's sense of grandeur, in my opinion. If you don't have the right pharaoh, your movie's not going to work. Edward G. Robinson plays Dathan, another one of the central antagonists. Here he is. He's great at playing a slippery weasel who'll do anything for personal gain. He adds intensity to the role by portraying the character with cunning and menace. His performance stands out because, unlike many Hollywood villains of the time that were one dimensional, Robinson adds layers of human ambition and fear, making Datham feel both threatening and tragically flawed. And there's also a little surprise cameo, I guess you call it, maybe extended cameo. Go away, not sponsored. Well, many might not even realize that Vincent Price is in this movie. And here's a picture of him. There he is. He looks so different in this movie, though. See right there, Vincent Price. He plays a slave owner named Baca. He's known for playing masterful villains, but not usually biblical ones. So that makes this performance extra special. And he's deliciously devilish as the antagonist. What can I say? He's Vincent Price. He has his Vincent Price-iness to the role. He's creepy. He's sinister. He's one of the more brutal slave owners too. You believe it just because it's Vincent Price. You know what I mean? So before I go on, I just want to make sure for comments. No, nothing. Okay, no problem.
Vincent Price was a phenomenal actor.
No doubt, Vincent Price was indeed a phenomenal actor. So let's go back here. Get that poster up.
You know that.
So that pretty much covers the cast. Yeah.
You know it was going to be a good movie.
No doubt.
Or show.
I love the score by Elmer Bernstein. Bernstein? Again, sorry for butchered that. It's a triumphant anthem that catapults the film to epic proportions. It's powerful and richly orchestral, using grand themes and sweeping music to match the film's scale and biblical tone. The score helps punctuate key moments, like the Exodus or the plagues or the parting of the Red Sea, for example, with emotional intensity and drama. It blends majesty, spirituality, and tension all throughout. It's one of those classic Hollywood epic scores that amplifies the grandeur with emotion as well as spectacle. This is when movies had theme songs. They just don't really score movies like this anymore. So, overall, this film truly is a testament to timeless storytelling because it's an exemplary embodiment of how to tell a story by showing, not telling. You set up the characters, you slowly build up the world around them, you give them characters moments so they can shine, and you let the setting flourish. So the special effects really add to the spectacle. Sometimes the dialogue writing and the line delivery are a tad too Shakespearean, if you know what I mean. It veers into soap opera territory. But it does so without replacing the substance. It feels very over theatrical at times, but that's just a minor criticism. We see the relationships build or deteriorate based off what's presented with little to no exposition. A lot of times the characters just give each other looks and glances, or they like turn their head away from somebody. And then you know what they're thinking or feeling. I kind of touched on that when I went through the cast. Great films show you what it feels like with that natural cause and effect. And that way, they can have a huge impact on the human spirit. And this movie, in my opinion, is as inspirational as it gets on many levels of perspective if you think about it. It's about resilience in the face of adversity as far as storytelling goes. It's a great example of peak pre-digital filmmaking before CGI. The effects team blended real-world physics like fire and gravity and water with handcrafted models and early blue screen technology compositing shots together. This is when they actually had to layer film together on top of each other. And editing was so much different back then. There was no digital editing. Just about that. Nothing in this movie was a digital effect. Everything was practical. But beyond the spectacle, there's something deeper going on here. There's no denying that this is a religious movie. Of course it is. However, the political subtext is undeniable if you think about it. This came out in 1956. That was during the Cold War. So, freedom versus tyranny was a deliberate choice by DeMille because it's well documented that he was very strongly anti communist. So, Ramsey symbolizes absolute power, Moses symbolizes moral law above the government, and the commandments themselves symbolize fixed truth. These themes resonate deeply to this day because authority is questioned indirectly in the film. Liberty is framed as divine right. I appreciate how the film retains a modern relevance because of these themes, because of the subtext. In total, the movie was nominated for 7 Oscars that year. Well, the following year, but you know what I mean. But it only took home 1 Best Special Effects. So, this movie is similar to The Prince of Egypt. If you like that movie, I highly recommend this one. Where am I?
Give them a warning. About to go wait for the movie.
Where am I? Here I am. Remove. Okay, I'm back. Hold on. Get my little picture. Here we go. So, if you look past the religious aspects, excuse me. So, if you look past the religious aspects, this film is a technical marvel from a filmmaking standpoint. This was decades before CGI was even a thing. Everything was done physically or chemically on film. DeMille presents a fantasy, dreamlike quality that grounds the film, but still gives it this surreal feel. It's a very interesting contrast, and that's very hard to pull off. They also created visual imagery that sticks with you for the rest of your life. I remember seeing this movie as a kid, and I still remember it, not just because I watch it every year, that might be a factor, but still, these images get burned into your brain after a while. It's a truly spectacular motion picture for mass audiences of all ages, no matter your race, creed, religion, anything. It doesn't matter what your background is, there's still that mass appeal. But I do have to give you a warning. Well, kind of a warning. The movie is 3 hours and 40 minutes long. However, in my opinion, I feel like it does warrant that kind of runtime because of how many characters there are, because of how big the scale is, because of, well, the subject matter itself, and because of how things play out and the way the storytelling goes from one thing, which leads to this thing, that cause and effect, and that chain reaction that I was sort of talking about earlier. In fact, in my opinion, because of the pacing of the movie only feels like it's 90 minutes to me. Like you can sit through it, you can watch it, like it just goes right by. It doesn't slump. It's not boring at all. You're just in it and you're enamored. And I love movies that do that. It has worlds that you can live in, and the movies that you don't want to stop. And all of a sudden you're just like, oh, it's over? Imagine that. Yes, it's that enamoring. What they created feels like something massive and chaotic 70 years later without CGI, but somehow it all makes sense. They honestly don't make movies like this anymore. There's not as much thought and creativity. Just the ingenuity alone is remarkable. So, my official grade for the 10 Commandments is an extra large popcorn. Can I get an amen? So I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. If you like what you see and want to see more, I'll be back next week, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you like and subscribe too if you want to see more of my content. I'll be happy to provide it for you. And I will see you next week. Have a good night. Happy Easter.
You at the movies.
Hold on. Happy Easter. Sorry, I got interrupted by myself. I never thought I'd say that in my lifetime. And then fill the screen. Take 2. So, until next time.
I'll see you at the movies.
Have a great day. Did you know that I'm a film critic for HorrorBuzz.com? You can read my reviews on their website, and I make frequent appearances on their YouTube channel, HorrorBuzz Live. So I'll leave links below for that too. Oh, where'd it go? And remember, how does Moses like his coffee? He brews it. I'll show myself out.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.